Let's be honest about why you're dead broke at the end of every single month. And no, before you blame your boss, your landlord, or the economy, it's you. It's your own fault, you magnificent broke idiot. Living paycheck to paycheck means the money comes in, and by the time the next check shows up, it's just gone, vanished, and you have no idea where because you weren't paying attention, Here's the part that's going to hurt your tiny little brain. For most of you, this is not an income problem. It's a you're not smart enough to make a plan and stick to it problem. Now, I said most of you, not all. If you work full-time and genuinely can't cover rent and food, that's real, and I'll get to you at the end. But if you make enough to survive and you're still broke every month, sit down and pay attention, brokey. This part is about you. Here's the trap, and it's so simple even a like you can follow it. Money that sits in your checking account, where you can see it, gets spent every single time. You don't decide to blow it, it just evaporates on little nonsense. $5 here, a treat yourself there. A $12 sad desk salad because reading a recipe was too intellectually demanding for you. By payday, you're back at zero, and you swear next month is different. It won't be because you didn't change anything. You just felt bad for a day, and feeling bad isn't a plan. It's a mood, and you're not smart enough to budget on a mood. So let's fix it. Slowly. In words even you can understand. Step 1. The one you'll want to skip because it makes your head hurt. You have to know your real numbers. I promise you have no clue what you spend in a month. You think you do. You're wrong, and it's not close. Because you can barely remember what you did yesterday, So for 1 month, track every single dollar that leaves your account. Every coffee, every subscription your goldfish brain forgot about, every 1 a.m. impulse buy. Most people do this and get genuinely angry because it turns out they've been bleeding $400 a month on garbage they can't even remember buying. Good. Be angry. Anger's more useful than the fog you normally operate in. And while that list is in front of you, kill the subscriptions. Go look, right now. You're paying for, 9 of them? You use 2. You're dead broke and still funding 9 apps you never open, which is genuinely a talent. There's a free trial that started charging you 8 months ago, and you were too checked out to notice. You absolute mark. Paying every month for something you never use is a special kind of stupid, and you have a real gift for it. Cancel the dead weight. That's $60 a month you were lighting on fire because reading your own bank statement was too much homework for you. Once you can see the damage, split your spending into 2 buckets, fixed and variable. Fixed is the same every month. Rent, insurance, phone bill. Variable is everything else. Food, fun, dumb impulse garbage. You can't fix rent this week, but the variable stuff, that's where your money is dying, and that's the part you actually control, no matter how badly your simple little brain wants to believe you're a helpless victim. Now, the single most important move, and it's going to feel backwards because your instincts are wrong about basically everything. It's called paying yourself first. Here's what your genius brain does now. Get paid, spend all month, save whatever's left over. And how much is left over, Einstein? Nothing. Zero. There is never a cent because you spent it. Because of course you did. You spend everything you can see, like a raccoon that found a debit card. Which is exactly why your bank account is a crime scene by the 15th. So flip it, The day the check lands, before you touch a dollar, a chunk automatically moves into a separate savings account. You pay yourself first. Then you live on what's left. Same money, opposite order, completely different life. You never see it, so your dumb little monkey brain never gets the chance to blow it on wings and a scratch ticket. But how much do I save? Good question. First intelligent thing you've done all day. Simple starting point, the 50-30-20 rule, and I'll go slow so you keep up. 50% of your take-home goes to needs, 30% to wants, 20% to savings and killing debt. Is it perfect? No. Is it better than your current system, which is spend it all and pray? Obviously. But I understand if that was still too many numbers for one sitting. And speaking of debt, if you're carrying a credit card balance, this isn't a phase, it's a cage. and your broke dumbass built it yourself. That card charges you 24% a year. When you make only the minimum payment, you're barely touching what you owe. You're paying rent on the debt forever. You could carry that balance for a decade and still owe what you started with, which honestly tracks for someone with your grasp of math. So the high-interest debt dies first. Killing a 22% debt is a guaranteed 22% return. It is the single smartest thing your brain will ever accidentally do. Now the silent killer. The reason people who get raises stay just as broke. Lifestyle creep, or lifestyle inflation. You get a raise and instantly upgrade your whole life to match. Bigger apartment, a nicer car you don't need, a new phone because yours is a whole 8 months old. So now you earn more and you're just as broke as before, except your bills are permanent. Congratulations, you gave yourself a raise and handed it straight to a car dealership. Genius move, The people who escape get more money and keep living like they didn't. They bank the difference. It's boring, it works, and it takes a functioning brain, which is exactly why you struggle. And this is why I will not shut up about an emergency fund. One single surprise wipes you out completely. Your car dies, or a medical bill shows up, and boom, back to zero, or into debt, because you had no cushion, no savings, and zero foresight, broke boy. That's the actual trap, It's not that you can't get ahead for 1 month. It's that the second you do, life kicks you in the teeth, and you never saw it coming because thinking one step ahead is not your strong suit. A few $100 set aside turns a catastrophe into a mildly annoying Tuesday. Now, about the people I set aside earlier. If you've done all of this, you're living lean, wasting nothing, and you still can't cover the basics, I'll be straight with you. And this one is genuinely not an insult. You don't have a spending problem. You have an income problem. No amount of skipping your morning coffee fixes that. Budgeting can only squeeze a bucket so far. At some point, the math just doesn't math, and the only lever left is making more money. A raise, a new skill, a side income, a better job. That's a harder road and a harder video. But pretending a budget fixes a real income shortage is a lie. And unlike everyone else in your life, I am not going to lie to you. But for the rest of you, the ones who make plenty and still have nothing, the fix is automation. Because your self-control is a myth, and your judgment cannot be trusted with a debit card. Automate the savings, automate the bills, automate the debt payments. Take your own dumb, unreliable hands off the wheel entirely. Every single time you leave it up to you to decide to be responsible, you choose the tacos. Every time. You're that predictable, Set it up once and make being broke something you'd have to be actively clever enough to screw up. Alright, let me put the whole thing in words even your paycheck to paycheck brain can hold on to. Track your spending so you stop lying to yourself. Cancel the subscriptions you don't use. Pay yourself first automatically the day you get paid. Live on what's left, not the other way around. Kill the high interest debt. Stop upgrading your life every time you sniff an extra dollar. And build a little cushion so one bad day doesn't end you. Do all of that and paycheck to paycheck finally stops being your entire personality. You might even end a month with money left over and feel what it's like to not be one flat tire away from a full mental breakdown. Now go set up that automatic transfer, you glorious broke idiot. It takes 5 minutes and it might genuinely be the single smartest thing you have ever done. Prove me wrong.